Hey, how you doing? I'm Brett Butler, and I'm the media manager here at the University of Canberra. So, effectively, I think I'm the human help menu, where I make sure all the computers and systems work, and that students and staff can come in here and do their job and do their work. On top of that, I do some first-year tutoring, and I also convene an online masters unit. No, when I can find time to myself to actually engage in kind of projects that are going to better myself, I'll just usually crack out some animations for, maybe Alchemists. These friends of mine are in a pretty successful band. They're touring internationally, and that kind of works to get my name out there as well, I think. So it's fairly, I don't think it's parasitic. Maybe it's symbiotic relationship. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I do when I can find time to myself. Make cool stuff. Yeah, I saw Alchemist here at the ANU in '93. Since then I've had a few opportunities to do stuff for the band. I did another animation as part of my master's degree, the creative project, which was a lot of fun. Because it was so dedicated, I had 6 months to build something. I really put a lot of time and effort into it. Might be a good opportunity for us to just like boogie on down and check out the show. All right.
Brett Butler is my housemate and longtime friend. I've known Brett Butler since we were both studying at CIT a good 8 years ago. He was in the second year advanced diploma of electronic design and digital imaging. This morning we were totally blown away by those flash animations, and none of that bizarreness came from the band. That was all Brett's idea.
It is fun working with Alchemists and the content they generate, but they're love jobs. They don't pay the bills. These things are pretty much just, like I said, their profile helps me to get my profile out there. But I've also got this job here at the uni, so that allows me to work with, other creative minds that they're all, here and doing their own stuff, and it's all kind of in really, especially with creative communication, they're doing some very bizarre stuff. So that's really kind of challenged me and upped the game for me in terms of trying to better myself and do stuff that people haven't seen before.
Brett just goes above and beyond what he's expected to do, and is always willing to help people, and usually students or whoever appreciate that sort of thing. Yeah.
There's a picture painted out there, the stereotypical academic, with his cane and his little bifocals hanging off there. And I think it really freaks them out when they walk in there, into my shoots, and see this guy who looks like me. First year students in particular, to walk into a room and see someone kind of like me is initially, it's probably a little bit of a culture shock to them, I reckon. They're like, well, look at this clown, does he know what he's going to talk? And I think once I get over like the first maybe 2 weeks, they understand that I do know what I'm talking about. I don't cut any punches with my students. I'll swear in front of them to say, hey, look, this is what I did on the weekend. I think to be a successful teacher, you've actually got to stick your hand up and go, well, here's what I made in it. And if they're like, wow, that's awesome, you go, well, you can make it too. One of the things I always do when I kind of go into a class is I'll show them something like these Alchemist animations and say, look, you now know that you guys can put anything in front of me. Don't curtail your ideas at all, push them even further. See what I do and look to offend. And I think that works really well for that kind of relationship between, say, a tutor or a lecturer and a student. They're just like, oh geez, I don't know whether I should say that. Well, I don't think students feel that way with me. I think I show them what I do, and they're just like, oh geez, look at this guy. So they get a lot of freedom through that. I think that whole creativity should be free. It should be able to be expressed. Working here at the uni, it does become a bit of a treadmill. You do start to just do your job, and you can become complacent, and sometimes I feel as though maybe I'm not expanding as fast as I'd like to, and you become kind of anchored to the way that things work here in a rather large institution, rather than, say, if you're working by yourself, you could just go and do anything you really wanted to.
let alone, you know, that odd job that you do have to do to put food on the table.
I'm the guy who says, look, why are you sitting here doing things the old way when there's these great advancements in technology and the way that people do things and streamlining, and you guys are sitting back here in the dark ages? I've tried to keep it real for me, you know, keep it attached to my interests, not to put myself in any stagnant kind of environment, to actually make my life interesting through my own pursuits. I'll continue to work in education, and as a result I'll have to continue to learn and be ahead of the pack, because, you know, the next thing I know I've got to teach a room full of people. I am an axle around here, and when I go, or if I stop performing that way, the wheels will inevitably fall off. But I don't know, I think it's probably be a good thing. I think students would learn a very important skill, which is work it out yourself. You can't just ask for the answers all the time. It might work for Paris Hilton, you know, but it doesn't work for real people. Basically, the place to be fucked.